Hello folks, welcome to another video. Yeah, and hopefully I get this video edited and uploaded within the next day or two. This is 4th of July or 4th of July Independence Day. Calm down, dog. Yes, and fireworks are going off right now, and I mean the professional fireworks, you know, they might be 5-10 miles away, but you know, I can still hear. Little puppy, you better not start barking, dog. She was barking yesterday when there were, I guess, the place nearby here had the, I guess, fireworks early. Alright, but yeah, this was the most American cigar, I guess, that I got, which is the CAO Flathead 554. So CAO Flathead 554. It is a Maduro, and I guess that, you know, flatheads, I guess, are a very American thing. Flathead engines. Basically, the head of the engine is flat. It's not curved around. Let's toast it. Plus, I got my Zycar. I don't know if I didn't look into it. I don't know if Zycar is an American company or if they're a British company. I think they're American. So if it's not, then hey, my mistake. Yes, and I've been outside all afternoon, so I'm already sweaty. Just had dinner, of course. Now I can have a relaxing smoke before I wind down the evening. That's right, dog. That's a good dog. You didn't bark at the fireworks. Nice, smooth draw. It is a box press, so it's kind of a square-ish. So box press. Yeah, the light. My camera light goes out. I gotta go grab the other one. But yeah, the light is kind of dim. So that means it is running out of juice. As you can see, there's a little bit of a shadow cast over my face. Yes, nice smoking cigar. So let me turn my ashtray around. Here's my ashtray right here. It is the Stinky brand. I don't know if they're still around. I've had that for years. Oh, there goes the ambulance. So, you know, people. I wouldn't. I mean, my neighbors every year, you know, for New Year's and 4th of July, Independence Day, you know, they'll pop off fireworks, and I'm fine. I'm cool with it. Some people are, you know, they use the excuse, "I'm afraid you'll catch my yard or my house on fire." No, you're just an asshole. Yeah, and online, you know, we got guys. Yeah, if you hear popping, that's not guns. That's fireworks. You know, kids in the neighborhood. Yes, when I was younger, I spent, you know, $200-300 each year on 4th of July fireworks, and you know, those that we can light off in the backyard, we'll do it. Or we'll drive, you know, 5-10 minutes out to the sticks. And you know, have fun there. I remember one time, and I usually don't buy them because they go really quick. But it was like the you know, I think it's 200. Or was it a 500 count? It was 200 or 500 count Black Cats. It's the one that came in the big round roll. We lit it up, and yeah, we lit it up, and that thing was like done probably 20-30 seconds. And yes, you can catch people's yards or people's house on fire if you you know, use a bottle rocket or a Roman candle. And you know, yeah, now that's the professional fireworks people. That, yeah, okay, that's kids. Yes, I don't know if the microphone's picking it up. That's actually the neighbor's kid. Sounds like. Yes, and they got kids like school age kids. Not talking about adult kids. Yeah, that's a park nearby. Probably, you know, a few minutes drive. Yeah, that's really close. I can hear the and there's another park that's even closer. If that park they did theirs a couple of days ago, yeah, I can literally see it from my backyard. And I guess the puppy, she's used to the fireworks. A few days ago, she's barking like crazy. Like she's going nuts. And I had, and of course there are dogs, mostly female dogs, does this, to where they're definitely afraid of thunder, fireworks, and yeah, this of course for our old female dog you had to put down. I even bought that thunder jacket. I guess in her case it didn't help. I put the thunder jacket on, and she's still, yeah, that's definitely the neighbors. And she's still, when it thunder, I find it at my feet, under the desk. Or she'll crawl underneath the coffee table in the living room with the jacket on, shivering, like oh, the thunder's going to kill me. So yes, happy and safe 4th of July, Independence Day. This cigar is strong, man. Whew. I'll probably end up smoking half of this and then tossing it in the garden. Hopefully hopefully the dog doesn't go and because I was wondering what she bought one of my cigars. I threw it in the garden into the house, and she shredded it up. And I was like, what the heck, all this leaf doing in the house? It turns out it was the dog bought one of the cigars in, and she tore it up. So now what I do is I wait like a day or two, probably about 2 days, 3 days, when it's nice and dry and crispy, and I'll take the shovel and just smash it into pieces and mix it in with the garden. Before I would just let it naturally. What's weird is that I'll let one naturally bleach. Basic is bleach, and it looks like dog poop. Yeah, so just like dog poop, if you let the cigar sit in your garden or in your yard and let the sun bleach it, it turns white. It looks just like the ash. And it's okay, puppy. Just no barking. Yeah, she's doing really, really well. The other day, he's barking up a storm and running back and forth, through the backyard. Of course, the male dog, he's was 19 this year. He's I say about 2/3 deaf and 2/3 blind. I've had to put a little. It was cheap. It's like it's like $70 option, but it's basically a metal garden fence. I put that around the pool to keep him from falling in. He fell in, and before he was falling in at night. And this time he fell in, it was middle of the day, and he went through the dog door, running around like a rabid dog. I'm like, what the hell? And yeah, he fell in the pool. Yeah, go inside the house. You can come out later. Okay, so the puppy went in the house. So I was like, damn, I got to put the pool cover on. It's like the middle of the summer. I still want to use the pool. I don't use the pool as much, of course. So like, well, the other options, put a fence around us. Let me check what kind of a garden fence. Home Depot, Lowe's, or Ace Hardware has, and Home Depot had this metal, like a 16 gauge or 12 gauge that rolls out to 20 feet. So I bought that and put it around and knock on wood, the dog hasn't fallen in. I'm assuming he fell in the shallow end where the steps are, and because I went to look when he was running around the house like crazy, and I saw where he got out. It was on the shallow end. Now who knows, he may have fell in the deep end and doggy paddled his way to the shallow end. But either way, I don't want. He's old. His just like old people. Your limbs, your hips, don't work as well. So with an old dog, he limps around. He could probably barely doggy paddle. But yeah, he was, he was drenched, from head to tail. So he fell in, went under, and like I said, I'm assuming he doggy paddled his way, or he fell in the shallows and then got up through the steps. But it's worked so far. And it's a cheap option. Other than me paying a professional $1,000, $2,000, to put in a nice, it's not bad. If you have an old hound dog, or if you got like little like really small dog, the other dog, little ankle biter, it keeps her out too. Surprisingly, so I'm like, cool. It keeps both the old dog and the puppy out, the little ankle biter. Yes, but if you got a medium-sized dog or a large dog, they'll just step, they'll just step over, or they'll jump over and get into the pool. But if that's the case, if your young dog falls in the pool, they'll just paddle, doggy paddle their way out. Yes, dogs naturally doggy paddle. If you can, if you're strong enough to pick up your dog or your little ankle biter and stick them over the pool, stick them over your tub. If you're inside the house, you'll see them. They'll naturally do their legs just kick in. It's like a nature's way of I guess keeping dogs from drowning. This is a nice slow burning cigar. I mean, I've been puffing like crazy, and yes, you guys can hear the fireworks going off. Yeah, it is a place. It's probably a park nearby that's doing it. So in the news, of course, you had the incident in Ohio where the guy was put down by police. He was shot 60 times. So the whole story is that the guy was there was being it's a traffic stop. So cops. It's the middle of the summer. It's even 100 degrees in. Let's see here. There we go. No? Well, there we go. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to recharge this camera light. So I'm assuming a police officer was driving by, saw a guy. Yeah, he has a ski mask on with just a hose in the eyes. And yeah, during the wintertime, cops probably won't even give you. They'll probably glance, but they're not gonna give you a second glance. So people are saying, no, they shot a black man. No, the guy was wearing. Again, the guy was wearing a camouflage jacket. Yes, and this is a heavy, like a coat, not even a jacket, but a coat. Oh, he came back out, little puppy. So, yeah, in the middle of the summer, with the ski mask on. So I'm assuming the cop saw that, turned around, tried to do a stop. The guy takes off. He shoots at the cop one time that we know of, because there's a traffic camera that showed where he shot at the police. Who knows? He may have shot at the police more, but one is one too many. So now he's got 10, 15 police officers chasing after him because originally it was just that one police officer trying to do the stop. The guy takes off, so he radios in, "Hey, I got a runner." So it'll be like, okay, well, we'll send an extra cop. We'll send an extra 1 or 2 squad cars. But when he shot at the officers, asked them, they're like, hey man, anyone in the vicinity, shots fired, call goes out. He's like, all right, everybody in the vicinity. So now you got 10, 15 squad cars chasing you. So he either pulls over or his car crashes. They released the dash cam and body cam. And the guy jumps out. He should have came out hands up, hands up, don't shoot, right? But the guy jumps out, he dashes out, and he takes off running. And the 8 officers who were within sight of him, they lit him up. And people saying, you didn't have to shoot him 60 times. This was 8 police officers that it happened in 5 seconds. So this wasn't like 5 hours where they took turns shooting a guy. Hey, he's still moving. Shoot him some more. It's 5 seconds, not 5 hours. And again, every police officer within, within eyesight of him, drew the weapon and shot the guy. And again, this happened like in 5 seconds. And again, you don't know if the guy still has, because there's but he's running, but you don't know if he still has his gun on him. The guy, he probably has, because he shot at the officers. He's wearing a big old camouflage jacket, ski jacket, so you can't say that hey, they saw old black man, let's everybody shoot him. You couldn't tell. I mean, the video, when I watched the dash cam video, the guy jumping out of the car and he's dashing away. No, you couldn't tell if it was whatever color he was. He could have been he could have been a purple people, and you couldn't tell because he had the ski mask on. He had the big jacket, camouflage jacket. So you couldn't tell. The officers didn't care. He is white, black, purple. They're like, this guy's a menace. This guy is a danger to society. If he's going to shoot at police officers, and what's going to keep him from, shooting a civilian? Yeah, this chair that I have is not very comfortable. I need to get one that has a cushion. Hey, little doggy, you're not going crazy today. I guess she's used to the noise. Little dog. I guess as long as I keep talking, because if I go quiet, her ear starts to go, what? And yes, everybody says that this will be our last pet. Won't get another dog. Stop lying to yourself. If you like dogs, you like cats, and you don't mind taking care of them, there's nothing wrong with having 1 or 2 dogs. And if one passes away, it wasn't like like next day. It was like, okay, next day let's go get a puppy, replace the old hound dog that we put down. It was like months and months, over almost a year. We put down our female dog. It was last June. It was the last July, actually. Yep. So it's 1 year. It's last July that we finally put her down. We knew that she had dementia. She was doing the left circle twirl. As soon as we told the veterinarian that, they exactly knew that, yeah, she has she has brain damage, or the dog dementia. I guess human dementia. Joe Biden dementia. And there were like 4 or 5 tests that the vet did to see if the dog will respond. And no, she doesn't. The weird thing is, she actually, when I called her name, there was a few times where she responded. I guess the dog responds to my voice, but but of course the test that the vet did, she didn't respond at all. And we're like, yeah, it's. She's been like this for months, and she was peeing and pooping. Yeah, she's peeing and pooping in the house unless if I'm home, every hour, 2 or 3 hours, I'll take the dog out. And she still knew that hey, I'm outside. I'm outside. Let me pee and poop. So I told the vet that. Well, she still knows when I take her out every 2 or 3 hours. She still does her. Peeing and pooping outside. If I forget, and go to bed, or I just forget, she will do her business in the house. But yes, it's. I'll get back to the news. Yeah, it's one of those things that we got them when they were 6 months, so they're puppies, and it's just like humans, just like seeing your grandparents. And then it's like seeing your grandparents and then seeing your parents, get old and go through where they, physically lose their body, and then in some cases mentally lose their mind. And dogs are no different. And of course with dogs it's a lot quicker. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing underneath the chair, little dog? Seeing this spry puppy, or even a dog that's jumping around your yard, digging holes, digging underneath the fence and getting calls from the neighbor. Hey, I got your dog. yes, you know, if you don't want to chip your dog, I had the dogs chipped and I had tags on them because it was the female dog. She was the digger. She was the escape artist, and a lot of time, you know, I'll see the male dog, he's in the yard. Female dog, she's gone. And yeah, and a lot of times the male dog, he would follow. She's the one that digs. You know, she digs, she gets out. Male dog, he's like, hey, I'm gonna follow. And yeah, and they stick together when they get out. Unfortunately, you know, so when a neighbor calls, they're like, yeah, I got both your dogs. Cool, I'll go get them. Thank you for, you know, thank you for keeping them. Yes, and nobody asks us for money. You know, you go get your dog, you shake hands, say thank you very much, neighbor. You know, give him a fist bump. You know, and bring your dog home. Yeah, it is hot and humid. It's there's a slight breeze. Now, I've already been out here in the porch for a long time, just chilling. So I'm already sweaty. Yeah, so that Ohio thing, you know, the people are saying that, you know, they did do some protesting, but there wasn't a whole lot of you know, rioting and burning, you know, thankfully. And it happened in Akron, Ohio. And yeah, and Akron is a medium-sized city in Ohio. Who knows tonight? You know, speaking of 4th of July, of course, you know, I guess in Illinois, I guess Highland Park, which is a city north of Chicago, and it is the white liberal suburb. And yes, and if you see this guy, I'm not going to mention his name, I'm not going to get him fame, but you know, everyone already is familiar with the situation, already know the guy's name. They put, of course, he's a white guy, so they put his name out there like ASAP. And if you look him up, and they showed his name on the news, and they showed his face. You know, I guess it was his social media picture that he posted on either Facebook or on YouTube. Yeah, and the guy had a YouTube channel. It was up for hours before YouTube took it down. Same for Facebook. Wow, that fireworks going on for a long time. Yeah, I mean it's been going on since I first started speaking. The dog went back in. Yes, keep hydrated, especially in this heat. Yes, I do prefer Osaka. Yeah, they are a Texas-based company. Yeah, and the thing with bottled water is if you go through it, which I do, I go through the water bottles a lot, pretty fast. But if you're gonna, you know, but if it's gonna sit for months and months and months, basically, if you're going to, I guess if you're going to store water for a shit hits the fan, they're saying don't store it in plastic bottles or plastic containers, or store it in I guess I think it's BPA or BPH or some sort of a. But of course, the problem is if you store it, yeah, you got to store it in plastic, and you got no choice. You know, if you store it in glass, you know, the glass probably, you know, unless it's like a really thick glass bottle. But for these drinking bottles, yeah, if you go through it within a month, in my case within a week or two, then you know, yeah, there's not going to be enough, you know, whatever chemical that's in the plastic that's going to leach into the water. You know, if you keep it in a cupboard, you know, keep it in a cabinet. I guess cupboard would be a British word for cabinet. Yeah, because if you say cupboard, a lot of Americans go, Harry Potter, what? You know. Cabinet. Yeah, yeah, us Americans, we call them cabinets. So if you keep it in a cabinet, then wow, the booms are getting louder. So who knows what happened tonight? So basically the guy, yeah, if you look at him, he looks like your typical Antifa member. You know, super skinny, looks like he's about 100 pounds. You know, a neck tattoo, face tattoo. No, he's not a conservative. He's definitely not a patriot. You know, we conservatives and patriots, we do tattoo, but we tattoos in areas that clothes will cover up, like the shoulders, you know, back, I there you go. I guess that's what they call it, the finale. I don't know if the mic will pick it up. Let's see. Hopefully the mic picks it up. Yeah, it sounds like thunder, but it's not. Yeah, it's a good 25 minutes of fireworks, and that's usually the average in the U.S. Of course, the Chinese, you know, they have the best fireworks. If you get a chance, you know, and again, you know, I don't like the CCP, but the Chinese people are cool. Yeah, especially if it's part of your heritage. Okay, nope. I guess that's it. There you go. I guess that was the end of the fireworks display. Yeah, they went a full 20, yeah, just 25 minutes, almost 26 minutes. So, yeah, so if, yeah, and there are, you know, cities or fire displays here in Texas who decided to cancel, you know, the Independence Day fireworks. And everyone's excuse is that, no, we don't have workers. And I call that BS. I know last year LA canceled their fireworks display, and they, and of course there was that viral video of I think it was a local LA Fox channel or something that the helicopters flying around, and there were, like, you know, fireworks going all off through LA. Yeah, yeah, I did do it a 11mm punch. For some reason, the head is unraveling, and yeah, some of parts of the chunk got into my mouth. So, yeah, so the guy, and yes, the Highland Park area is the white liberal area, I guess the rich white liberal area. It is a suburb of Chicago. And the only reason they're pissed and they're angry is because, you know, the shooting didn't stay in the hood. You know, it came out to the suburb. And yes, the guy lives in Highland Park. Kind of like here in Dallas, we have a Highland Park. It's actually a the sensor light just kicked in. I guess if the wind blows hard enough and if the tree branches blow hard enough, it will actually trip the motion sensor lights. And they're cheap. You know, we're talking 10, 20 bucks. So there's really no excuse of not getting one, especially for your backyard or the side of your house where there's like a dark area. So if there is a prowler, you know, prowling, and you hear something, and you go look, it's not a, you know, it's not going to be like a pitch dark in that area. You know, you look out your window, and hopefully there's not a cop there that you know, puts a bullet in your chest like that poor lady here in Fort Worth, which happened I think last year, and yeah, that case is still going on. I think the judge had to recluse. It's either the judge or somebody that they had to recluse themselves from that case because I think they knew or they know the police officer or something like that. Yeah, but that officer, I think that case, I'm thinking of another case. Yeah, 'cause I think that one, the officer was fired from the force. Because yeah, I mean, you don't go around shining a flashlight, you know, through dark windows. Because number one, if there is a crook in the house, yeah, you shining the flashlight through the window like that, you know, he just might put a few bullets into you. Because there was because people watching and of course the, you know, ex-officers have YouTube channels, and they're all like, nah, man, this dude, you know, this dude totally messed up. You know, whatever, you know, all the things that he did were screw ups. But you know, that's I guess that's part of being a police officer. I'm not cut out to be a police officer. I know I have a relative that was for some reason they were the FBI, the fuck boys, tried to recruit them, and they turned it down. They came and talked to me, and of course this back then, way we're talking like late 90s. And I was like, nah, dude, it's I told him personally myself, I'm not cut out to be a police officer or peace officer, and I'm definitely not cut out to be myself. And I told him, I don't think you're cut out to be that either, so I wouldn't. So he's like, no, okay, not going to do it. Now I wouldn't mind being a sheriff or a sheriff's deputy. It is, of course, I have no law training, but I guess it is a political. It is a political. The sheriff, that is, not the deputies. So the sheriff is a political position that is voted in by the people, and yes, and it is a democratic vote where each vote count, and whoever gets the most vote wins the sheriff's position. And that's the thing, is that all police officers, I didn't even know this, that all police officers in the U.S. are sworn in by the sheriff. So if you're so if you get hired in, by police department, I guess the sheriff or maybe someone representing the sheriff's department will come in and do the swearing in. Yeah, which is it's the same oath every politicians. It's the same oath that the Congress take. Oh, there goes a ambulance. So it's the same oath that military takes, politicians take, sheriff's deputy take. So yeah, everyone who's sworn in, it's the same oath. So there was the guy finally got caught. It was later, probably like a couple of hours ago, or he turned himself in. It wasn't that he got caught. He turned himself in, and right. This is in Chicago, so everybody's going, "Hey, man, this is in Chicago." The anti-gun, capital of the U.S. Next to California. It's hard, super hard to get an AR-15. I don't even know what kind of gun. I guess you can use the handgun. I'm going to assume he used the handgun. And yes, and this guy, he's not a gun crazed, a gun crazed right wing, KKK neo-Nazi. Racist. He is a racist, but he's a lefty racist. So this guy is a racist. He supports the LGBT cause, but he's anti-American. So I guess he got 4th of July, Independence Day. He hates America. He hates the U.S. So he decided he wants to go and shoot these people at the Independence Day parade. And they were saying that the parade. Take the band off. There we go. Yeah, that's a big band actually. Yeah, that's weird. The ash is like kind of a curve, but the cigar has been smoking pretty evenly. As you can see, that the burn's pretty even. It hasn't canoed or anything like that. So, but normally curved ash is an indication of one side of the cigar is more moist and the other side is drier, and that's probably what happened here. So if it's not canoeing, it means that your cigar is not evenly humid. Like it's more moist on one side and drier on the other. The other side of the fireworks is done. Yeah, and the kids, they fired off their fireworks the same time the professionals fired theirs off. So I guess it was kind of like it mixed them together, so no one really noticed. And yes, you'll have the knuckleheads around 11 o'clock or midnight. Sneak out and fire off, one or two fireworks. Yeah, that would have been me back in my teenage years, or in my late teen years, after high school. So yeah, so this one is just a crazy, insane lefty dude, you know, anti-American, anti-Constitution. You know, it's Independence Day. There's Independence Day parade, and he decides. Yeah, and it only went for 10 minutes, you know, before the guy started to pop off. And you know, he decided to put an end to the parade by shooting all those innocent people. And yeah, and of course, you know, the lefties, they can't come up with their, you know, we need more gun laws. Like, hey, you can't, you know, other than totally and completely banning guns in Chicago. I mean, they're like this close, you know, to actually banning guns in Chicago already with all the gun laws they have. Yeah, so of course, you know, the kid sniffer, you know, he came out and made yeah, the ash fell off. Yeah, nice pointy cherry, so that's good. You know, so the kid sniffer came out, you know, he made his remarks, you know, oh, this is a you know, I didn't even bother watching, so I have no idea what he said, you know. Probably went back to eating ice cream and sniffing kids. Yeah, but the guy is an asshole, he's evil. And you know, being at the, you know, and some people are joking. It's like, hey, if you know, it's been 3 or 4, you know, it's been, you know, all afternoon. If he made his way to Canada and he got into Canada, he would have been safe. And yeah, and I was thinking this, I was like, yeah, you know, that makes sense. If he makes it into Canada, he's pretty much safe. Well, Illinois doesn't have the death penalty. I don't think it does. So they probably would have extradited him, but being that, you know, Canada is the Cuba of the North, he probably would have been safe. They probably wouldn't have extradited him back to the U.S. Oh, what are you doing? An elite? Okay, I think the frog. Either he went to a neighbor's yard, because I haven't seen him like the last few days. Pepe is gone. The dog didn't get him because the dog would have been foaming at the mouth. So, yes, if you see me shifting, it's because my freaking leg is falling asleep. Yeah, it is one of those, I guess, porch or lawn chairs. It has like the cloth. The cloth, and has like the metal going across the front, and that metal is supposed to, you know, pinching against my leg. Yeah, so those are the two big news, you know, of the Independence Day, and nothing else occurred. And again, this wasn't some, you know, MAGA. This you know, he wasn't yelling, "This is MAGA country." You know, this is MAGA country. Yeah, Nate the lawyer, man. Yeah, he's the one that came up with the "This is MAGA." This is MAGA country. Nate the lawyer. Check his channel out. Yeah, he is a lawyer. He is a black guy. Yeah, so the guy wasn't yelling, "This is MAGA country." You know, go Trump, and he's popping off people. And yes, if you see his picture, I was like, I just shaking my head going, oh man. Yeah, this guy, he's a lefty. So yeah, so I guess I'll shut the video here. It's been 30 minutes. And I'll continue smoking, chilling out here. Yeah, because I could, you know, because if I smoke this all the way through, this would be an hour-long video. You know, I'll have to cut into part 1, part 2, which you know, nobody's gonna watch through. No one wants to see my ugly mug for an hour. Yeah, neighbors are still out. I can hear people. The neighbors are, yeah, the kids or whatever are still out. It's pitch dark. I think we had a full moon last week, so this is I guess they call it a new moon. So when there's like no moon out, or it's just a crest, it's the new moon. Oh yeah, and of course I guess I'll get the international news in. Yeah, so LPR, the Lugansk Republic's people, and they're liberated. Donetsk, DPR, they are about 60 to 70% The Russian military is still working, getting Ukraine out. So basically, those two provinces, and Ukraine is a big country actually. It's about 2/3. If you take Ukraine, pop it on top of Europe, it's about two-thirds the size of Europe. So it's not a small country. I think it has like 20-25 million people. I gotta check it again. So basically, those two provinces, or you can call them states, decided to secede and declare their independence. And like for the next 8 years, in 2014, 2014, they declared their independence. They said, we're independent. We want to be part of Russia. So and because people are talking about Texas seceding, and I'm like, no, Texas, I don't want to see it. And secession should be like a very last option, things have gone so bad that the guns are out. Yeah, that light is really needs to be recharged. Let's see. Well, yeah, looks like the light is finally dead on my camera light. So I guess we'll finish the video off with the Marlon Brando from Apocalypse Now, where the light shining top of his head, and all you see is like the shadow over his face. Trying to be the cool guy, smoking in the shadow. So I was talking about, Ukraine, and Texas secession. So yes, and the thing is that my opinion is that if only Texas secede and no one else secede, it's going to be war. It's going to, especially with the kid sniffer in office. If tomorrow or next week, next month, Texas go, okay, we've had it, man. Ain't nothing gonna change. We're gonna secede. It's gonna be war. Even though Texas, there's a clause. When Texas joined the Union, they put a clause in that if this, and this is happening in the U.S., Texas has the right to secede. And I think Texas and a couple other states has that clause in their joining of the Union. But if it's like Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Alabama, pretty much all of the southeastern states, from Texas to Florida, up to I don't know about Georgia, but up to the Carolinas, and through the Midwest, from Texas to Oklahoma, all the way up through the Dakotas. In that case, there still might be a civil war, but I don't think so. But if it's just Texas, we're going to get treated the same way Ukraine treated Donetsk and Lugansk, where the shelling, the bombing is going to start happening. It's going to be an all-out war. And mark my word, if that's just Texas, if just Texas goes, hey, we're seceding, every able-bodied man, I guess under the age of 50, better take up arms, because it's going to be a fight. And if it does happen, there'll probably be a coup in the military too. Because Texas, I guess the biggest one is Fort Hood, down in Killeen, Texas, which is I think it's like an hour's drive from Austin. And of course, we got all the liberals here in Texas too that'll probably turn. Lots of the liberals here in Texas also have guns. They'll probably turn their guns on the people who wants to secede. So secession would be like a very, very last option. Again, like I said, there are clauses that if this happens, Texas has the option to secede. And since the Texas legislators are talking about it, I guess this, and this, A, B, and C has occurred. You know, one of them would be that the I think one of them would be that the DC or the government in DC has been compromised by a foreign power. That's one of the clauses. You know, so if DC is compromised, you know, by China, you know, Xi is picking up the phone calling Obama, and Obama's picking the phone calling Biden. Okay, what's going on for you? This might go for an hour. Well, I'll end it here. I'll probably cut this into two, or just make it one big video and just upload it, screw it. So yeah, so hopefully Texas don't secede. I don't want to see that, but I guess A, B, and C has been tripped. And yes, the trigger laws here in Texas, yeah, I almost forgot. So the trigger law here in Texas did go into effect the 24th of June when Roe v. Wade, when Roe, we'll just call it Roe, when Roe was overturned. And again, we're back to Ohio. So supposedly some little 10-year-old girl was raped, and she's 6 weeks pregnant. I guess the little girl kept it a secret. I have a feeling it's probably a rape incest situation, and the little girl kept it a secret until her little, you know, her I guess they call it the baby bump started showing, and Mama starts asking what happened. Yeah, that one, when the information comes out, I bet you it's an incest rape, which is the two things that Ohio allows. You know, if it's incest rape, or the mother's health is, and yes, 10-year-olds, and yeah, the mother's health is in danger. And again, in my situation, you know, in my personal family life, every single woman in my family, cousins, you know, family, who were told that, hey, you know, you know, if you're, you know, whatever, your body's too weak to carry the baby, you know, because you got this disease, you know, it's a good chance that if you try to carry this baby to term, you know, you might end your life. Basically, if a doctor tells you that, that's telling you that this is your only chance. You know, when I talk to them, they're telling me in their head, like, hey, this is my only chance of having a baby, so I'm going to take the chance. And luckily, you know, all of them were able to, you know, carry their baby to birth. You know, the kids are all grown now in their teenage years. Some of them have gone to college. Yeah, I know I'm old. Yeah, so if the doctor tells you that, it's basically, the doctor's basically saying this is your only chance. You know, without saying this is your only chance of having a baby. So yes, the case of the little 10-year-old girl, again, in Ohio, she can, you know, and it is 6 weeks, so it's within the, you know, I guess most countries within the last year or two in South America and in Europe, you know, passed a 14-week, I guess, abortion, where, you know, within 14 weeks you can have an abortion. You know, I think Argentina, Peru, or Colombia last year, and in Europe it was I think Spain and the Netherlands, you know, within 14 weeks. And of course, you know, the ladies, you know, the Pussycat Hats were out celebrating. So in the case of Ohio, yes, the parents, you know, of that little girl, if they want, can take her to a hospital or to a clinic, and if you know, they want, can perform an abortion. Or in a lot of cases of rape, especially if it's incest rape, or it's like, you know, somebody in the family, a lot of times, and if you read up on it, families do decide to go ahead and keep the baby. And you know, I don't know the race of the little girl, don't really care, you know, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I guess this is going, I guess this will go, this 4th of July video will go for an hour. Yeah, and yeah, in a lot of cases, you know, they'll have the kid, and since she's so young, a lot of times, again, if you read up on it, you know, the family will raise that baby as if it's another kid, as to opposed to a grandkid. You know, it's not like later in the year where they sort of tell you, hey, you know, Mama's actually your grandma. You know, it's like, really? So mama is grandma and not mama? Yes. So when the kid's older, the family, the kid will be told, and that, it's not like a big shocker. I guess it's kind of like telling an adopted kid. I don't know what age you would tell an adopted kid. Of course, if you adopt a kid who's I say older than a toddler, they're gonna know that they're adopted. But yeah, but it'd be kind of like telling an adopted kid, hey, you're actually adopted, but but in this case, there's no mama is actually grandma. And daddy is actually grandpa. If there's if there's a dad in the family, and usually if there's a dad in the family, that doesn't happen. Normally these incest rape happens when there's no man in the house. And I'm betting, and I was joking with some buddies, like, man, I bet your mama's boyfriend did it. But I was just joking, but who knows? When the news, when the whole thing comes out, he might be mama's boyfriend. So yeah, in Ohio, there's like, hey, she doesn't have to go to New York, California. She can do it in Ohio. Same here in Texas. If it's a, case of rape, and of course, in this case, she's a 10-year-old child, so it's definitely rape, regardless. Yeah, so the Pussycat Hat feminists, they're going to clutch on to the rape and adoption. They're going to clutch on until their hands falls off, and the thing with that is, again, for rape, the option is there to abort the child, incest, and again, mother's health. So in states like Texas, Oklahoma, whatever, red states, your option's still there. It's just that you don't have the, I guess the lefties coined it, the abortion on demand. All right, well, there you go. I guess it's about an hour, so I'll go and I'll cut it here because it'll probably take forever. So yeah, I'll see how long it takes to render this video after I do my little editing, and because I still have to piece. Yeah, because the way the camera works is that it does it like I think 8-minute increments. It will cut off and reshoot, but it does it so quick that you don't even notice the cutoff. So for an hour-long video, it'll be like like 10, not 10. What is that? 8 will be 1, 2, 3. It's about 4 or 5 segments. Yeah, my math. And yes, I was going to, almost forgot. So yeah, so since I was thinking about Ukraine and stuff in the military, so yeah, so the Pentagon has come out and said that they're not going to require high school diplomas or GEDs anymore. And of course you got people coming out saying, what's wrong with that? I homeschool my kid. Well, here's the thing. At one time, I get a drink of water, my throat's getting dry. Hadn't drank one. Yeah, I've drank about half of this bottle already. And I should finish it. I pour it into one of the flower pots. One of my veggie pots. Yeah, I got my vegetables growing in pots underneath the I guess the porch here. Yeah, because man, the Texas sun is like 100+ degrees every day. Last summer I tried growing them out in the garden. If you grow here in Texas, if you grow yeah, because the garden, at least in my house, the garden it gets sun pretty much like from when it's the hottest time of the day. So from like 1, 2 o'clock till the sun sets, it's getting beat down by the sun. So if I grow vegetables, it's either underneath the shade, somewhere in a pot, or I have to grow a vegetable or flowers that can withstand the 100+ degree for like 5-6 hours. Yeah, so last summer I tried growing some vegetables in the garden, and the sun just beat them down. I was like, man, it's like I can't put enough water, in the morning before you go to work, put water. When you come home, water, and they were still whittling up, The heat was just that strong. Things like garlic and onion you can grow. The lights, I'm trying to put my face up so the light, oh screw it, I'll just leave my face down. Yeah, they just couldn't take the heat. They just couldn't take the heat. Yeah, and I put one of the house plants out here, and it's a house plant, and I learned the hard way. Yeah, it started wilting up, not whittling, started wilting up. And I was like, what the hell, man? Should take it back inside. You know, yes. Yeah, the leaves were like turning brown and drying up, even with watering. I was like, okay, screw this, I'm taking this house plant back inside. Because I was like, man, you know, give it some fresh air, give it some sun. But the house plant was like, nah, dude, I can't take this heat. You know, take me back inside. Yeah, so anyways, the Pentagon decided no more GEDs or high school diploma needed. And there are some people saying, what's wrong with that? I was like, well, you know, at one time, you know, way back in the days, a high school diploma or a GED meant that your reading, writing, and math skills were up to the 12th grade level. And of course, you know, with the No Kids Left Behind, thanks to the warmongering, you know, Bush Jr. And then on top of that, you know, you got Common Core under Obama, and you know, and then you got CRT now, or actually CRT. They've been trying to push CRT, you know, for a while now. So you got Common Core, and you got, you know, a critical race theory being pushed on kids. So kids are graduating. Not all, but a lot of kids are graduating at like the sixth grade level, reading, writing, and math. And yes, the U.S. is ranked 27th in the world for math and science. You know, unfortunately, we should be the top 3, or at least the top 5. We were at one time the top 3, you know, in math and science. You know, maybe bring some more Chinese kids over. I don't know. As long as they're not CCP, as long as they're not kids of CCP members, which are unfortunately the ones who does come to the U.S. So yeah, so you know, so at one time that, you know, a high school diploma and GED actually meant something. So I guess the Pentagon probably like, yeah, you know what, screw it, leave it, you know. And of course, the Pentagon also said that they're projected to not meet. Again, they didn't meet in 2021. They're not going to meet the recruitments in 2022. Also, they're going to fall actually way short in 2022. And you know, and my response to that is, well, if you alienate the, you know, patriots who supports the military, they're not going to join. You know, if you're catering to the lefties, the woke left, who hates the military. You know, the two mama recruitment video that they came out with last year. I think it was last year, 2021. You know, the two mamas recruitment video. You know, trying to recruit the woke left who hates the military. They're not going to join. You know, so of course you're going to fall way short of your recruitment. You know, and if this keeps up, 2023. You know, until the election in 2024. You know, 2023 they're going to fall short again in their recruitment, probably even shorter than 2022. And yes, there was that it was probably just done for publicity stunt. We'll show these Air Force recruits doing their PT, and instead of carrying the U.S. flag or carrying the Air Force flag, they were carrying the rainbow flag. And yeah, and people in the military, they're saying, yeah, that's just for you know, if there's a photographer around, you know, they'll do that until the photographer's gone, then they'll, you know, put the flag away. I'm like, well, you know, those are the people that you're catering to try to join the military, and those are the people that hates the military with a passion. You know, they don't just hate the military, they hate the military with a passion. Okay, now it's about an hour, so I'll go and cut it here. I've enjoyed this cigar. It's down to almost the nub, so I'll probably put it down because it's, you know, this cigar is really strong. And yeah, if I didn't drink any water, I'd be getting a pretty good nicotine buzz right now. So yeah, so enjoy your cigar. I enjoy this one. CAO is a good brand. If you haven't tried a CAO cigar, man, check them out. Enjoy your cigarette, your weed, where it's legal. I think smoking weed is pretty much legal in all states right now. Like here in Texas, if you have like a 1 or 2 ounce on you, you know, the cops ain't gonna give a shit. It's like, hey, it's for personal use. Yeah, just say, hey, I'm selling this, and I was just, hey, it's for personal use, man. I smoke this stuff, you know. I don't. I prefer my cigar. You know, enjoy your vape. You know, I don't know. I think Juul, or is it Juuls? I think it's Juul, Juul. You know, so if Juul is forced to not make vapes, so I think they're like one of the major makers of vapes and vape juice. You know, people who vape may have to come. You know, they're going to smoke. They're going to start smoking again. You know, if you can't get your vape, you can't. Well, I mean, if you got your vape, you know, most folks, you know, you got your vapor, but you can't get your juice, and you're going to start smoking again. So yeah, so I don't know if the FDA is trying. Is it the FDA or the D, or is it the D? What's their name? I think it is the FDA that's trying to force Juul to not make vapes anymore. So if you can't get your juice, you're going to go and smoke cigars again. Not cigars. You're going to go back to smoke cigarettes. You know, they're trying to ban menthol. Like, are you kidding, man? You know, menthol. Yes, menthol is the number one flavored cigarette that's sold. So it's not just kids smoking it. You know, underage kids. And yeah, if you're a kid, don't smoke. So it's not just kids, you know, smoking menthol cigarettes. You know, adults buy it too. It's the number one flavor that's sold. So, all right, and that's it. Thanks for watching. Long video.